I'm Mary. Welcome to MaryJanes Pantry. Today we are going to be making infused French toast. So, let's get started. Alright, so for our French toast we're going to need eggs. We'll measure it 1 egg for every 4 slices of bread. So think of how many people you've got and how big of an eater they are. Bread, cinnamon, a teaspoon, approximately maybe up to 2 if you have quite a few people coming. And then we're going to need milk. Milk will be in the same ratio of the eggs. It's 1/4 cup of milk for every egg. Then we will be sweetening it up just a little bit with our own infused raw sugar with Delta 8. And lastly, I threw out some of just our table butter. We're going to be putting that onto the griddle. So let's get started. So I'm going to actually start with my eggs. For me is the easiest. You want to really make sure you're breaking them up. So I'm going to crack my eggs, and I'm using this tray because it's pretty shallow and it allows me lots of space to get my bread in. So I'm going to take the cinnamon and I'm literally just going to sprinkle it in there. It's not a true measurement today on that. It's a preference. And then our sugars. So we are actually going to use quite a bit of our sugars here. Let's see. We want to make sure when we're adding the sugar here, it's really going to add that little extra glistening when it's cooking on the griddle. So add that in there. I bet we can get one more out. So it's not quite 3, but about 3 spoonfuls. So we'll remember that for when it comes time for our dosing at the end. But really, that's all there is to it. I'm going to use a fork. And really, at this point, all I'm doing is blending this so the egg is fully blended with the milk. That actually looks pretty good. So now, all we're going to do is we're going to have our bread and we're going to make sure we flip it in our egg mixture to make sure that it is fully saturated. And we will be bringing it over to the griddle. So I'm going to turn my griddle up, it's been on, and I'm going to put a little bit of butter on there too. That should be hot enough. And I can start putting the bread on there. Okay. So I'm just going to push it down and make sure it really comes in. You can even see it in coming up through the holes of the bread a little bit. And it is a nice heavier bakery bread, so it should be able to withhold itself even when wet. So now that those are done, I can actually bring this over, and now I hopefully won't make a mess when we go to the griddle. First signs of it will be the beating of the butter underneath, and then if there is any of the egg We'll see that it whitens up. Alright, so I'm going to flip these. And oh, that's getting even better. I can hear more sizzle. So when that cook finishes, we'll just kind of keep going until we get enough for the rest of our party. Okay, so today we said we were going to be working with Delta 10, and with that in mind, I'm going to show you with our salts, even though it was one of our sugars. So Delta 10 is very similar to Delta 8, in which it's going to help focus in on the wellness, the body, the mind, and your creativity. What's really nice with Delta 10 is because it's so similar to Delta 8, and Delta 8 is such a common one that we use, there are times that your THCs make you feel as though you're not getting enough of it, even though you're consuming the same amount. So always a good idea to switch your 8 and your 10 up every once in a while. That way you know your body is continually monitoring and readjusting itself, so you don't need to be using large quantities of cannabinoids. Thank you guys so much for coming and joining us today at the pantry. You now know how to make some infused French toast using our sugars. Please make sure you like and subscribe to us so you can get to know more about us and learn some more recipes. Thanks a lot.